What's up, Raider Nation?
What?
Spicy Raider Girl here with Baker Raiderette, Mother Moon, and Omar from B-Lock Crew. We are here from the Bank Club in Emeryville. We are reporting all the way live with full coverage from Draft Day 2023 NFL Draft. Today is the day that 224 young men's lives will be transformed.
God bless them all.
Something they've worked for their entire lives, something they've dreamed about their entire lives. And honestly, I think we're just hoping the Raiders don't up tonight.
I got
you know
chills.
what I'm saying?
I just got chills when you just said all those young men. This is their dream.
This is their dream.
And they're sharing it with us. So we are honored.
We are honored. They are about to start. Of course, I'm sure you're all watching at home. Remember, if you haven't already, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can also become a member. We appreciate you. We don't have a drinking game tonight, so, you know.
But we are at the Bank Club.
Everybody's drinking.
Everybody just drinking.
It's draft day. Everybody's drinking.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Miss Anna.
Yeah, the owner and the host of the Bank Club. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Thanks for being our host. So let's before anyone actually gets on the clock here, let's jump right into it and let's go around and see, I guess, who do we want the Raiders to draft? Oh, I'll start with you.
I mean, for me, I think I read way too many mock drafts, so I'm just going to simply say I would like us to draft defense with our first pick. And our defense has the most holes in it. I think whether it's a defensive end, whether it's a cornerback, if we even trade down and pick up a defensive tackle somewhere, you know what I mean? I just want us to draft defense with that first round pick. So.
Yeah, I'm with you, Omar.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Look, she's chomping at the bit. So,
Go
Mother Moon, we're going to skip you and go right to
please.
By the way, I'm sorry, my bad. My apologies. Our guest co-host for today is Baker Raiderette. My apologies. I did introduce you, but I didn't introduce you as our special guest co-host. So we welcome you to the show. Your first time on the show. Thank you for being here. Who do you want the Raiders to pick up?
I'm with Omar. I think if we stay at 7 and we don't trade back, I would like some defense. I like Christian Gonzalez. I think we could use another corner, but I would be okay with anyone at this point. I'm a little wary of Jalen Carter just because of his storyline, but I also think the Raiders are a place for redemption stories, and we'll see.
All right, Mother Moon.
Well, I also want to make sure we get a good, strong defense. I haven't heard this gentleman's name out too much, Paris Johnson Jr. I was watching a little bit on him. He looked like ready to go. And he was just running through people at practice. He had good jumps and good hops. So, we need a defense. That's my go.
Yeah, I agree. I think we definitely should go defense. I'm here for Will Anderson Jr. at edge. I think Mad Max needs a bookend. I don't necessarily think he's going to still be there at 7, unfortunately. Which Mother Moon, I think your choice for maybe like the second best edge. Well, that's my opinion.
Right.
Would be good up for grabs. I definitely don't think an O-line is something. Let's talk about the quarterback position a little bit though, because we all know we have Jimmy Garoppolo now.
We do.
But is he's not the forever quarterback, right? So do the Raiders want to choose someone now or in a later draft? Or do they say, hey, let's choose a quarterback now and let him go at it? Let the new guy and Jimmy G really go at it. Omar, what do you think?
Well, I've been saying what I want at the quarterback position since December.
Yeah.
And
let's see your choice under scouting report here.
I've been preaching, hey,
Hendon Hooker.
In the second round.
You're the only one
I have never wavered. I've gone in so many directions for the first round pick, but wanting us to pick Hendon Hooker in the second, I have been consistent. That's still where I am right now. Get defense with that top pick in the first round, and then go right after Hendon Hooker in the second round. I've seen some mock drafts that even had Hendon Hooker sliding to us in the third. I don't believe that's going to happen. Especially, we'll get a sneak preview where we see what happens with the first round. With the first, second, and fourth pick, which are all quarterback needy teams. So we'll definitely get an idea of where Hendon Hooker could possibly go within those picks. But that's been my pick. I have not
That's
wavered.
been your pick.
I'm still going to stay there.
You know, he hasn't been in a lot of the discussion. We've heard C.J. Stroud. We've heard Will Levis. We've heard AR-15. We've heard Bryce Young.
And a lot of people want AR-15.
We haven't heard a lot of Hendon Hooker. And maybe it's because of his age. He is a little bit older. Right, he's 24.
Oh, he's a bit older, 24.
Well, I mean, look at somebody like Justin Herbert. I think he's 24 and he's been in the league 2-3 years now.
But at the quarterback position, look how long these guys are playing the position. I don't really think in that position age is that big of a factor. And if he was a running back, then maybe we're going to sit here and have a conversation about age or linebacker. But at the quarterback position, as long as he takes care of himself, these guys are showing you can play 10, 15, 20 years. Right. You can put some miles on that body. So.
Right. And I agree with you. I'm just saying maybe that's why he's not in a lot of the conversations. Yeah. I'm just trying to come up with, because he has some, like, they all have strengths and weaknesses, right? I think the thing with AR-15, if the Raiders are going to go quarterback, he's got a lot of there needs a lot of development.
Biggest upside.
Which would be good with Garoppolo.
With Garoppolo, right?
Him, like, teaching him a little bit.
Upside.
Exactly. Yeah. But the athleticism is there.
Oh,
the athleticism is there.
Through the roof. If this guy, if we draft AR and this guy does what he says he's going to do, which is work hard.
Let's look at a few of his scouting reports.
Not accept mediocrity, he'll definitely be a good pick.
Yeah, so we'll look at some of the other scouting reports on some of the other quarterbacks while we wait for the draft to start. Of course, if you're watching at home, Patrick Mahomes is on screen right now, of course, as the host city representing the Kansas City Chiefs. Just like last year, Derek Carr came out when the draft was in Las Vegas last year. Oh, my boy Travis Kelce. I love that dude. I want him. Can we trade for him?
I need more guys on this show because we can all have a consensus hate for Travis Kelce, but I'm here with the ladies, so this is what I have to deal with.
But he's also super talented. Come on.
Oh. Yeah,
I mean, besides the fact that he's gorgeous, he's super talented.
Hey, he's one of the best, man. I'll give him that, but that's about it. Go away. He plays on the wrong team. Far I'm concerned, he plays on the wrong team. That's where it all begins and ends.
He 100% plays on the wrong team. That's why I'm trying to recruit him to our team. But here's some stats on AR-15. That's been a controversial name. He says he doesn't necessarily want to be known by that, but we're going to call him it because it's cool AF.
If we draft him, we all know I'm getting an AR-15 jersey. Yeah, and I'll write him a letter about like, hey, bro, you know what? Accept the badass name.
Yeah.
Just go with it. Just roll with it, bro. You know?
So his strengths are one hell of an athlete. I mean, if that's not number one, that doesn't get your name.
I mean, he can make every throw. You know what I mean? I mean, he could throw all over the field. Just take you know what? I don't even want to say that name, but let's just take some of the athletic quarterbacks we had and put it on steroids. I think that's where you'll find this young man. Though he can put it all together, though, because we all know that the physical piece without that mental piece, without being able to read defenses, without, you know what I mean, without doing a lot of that work that we know quarterbacks have to do, it's all for nothing. We've had some very talented physically quarterbacks. Terrell Pryor was one of my favorites. I think we're all in Oakland when he ran for 80 yards for that touchdown. I mean, but we know that's not enough, though. We know it's just not enough. So, but like I say, he's saying all the right things. He's saying the right things in the meeting room. So, like I say, I don't have any knocks on him. I wouldn't be mad if we picked him. I mean, it would go against what I want, but I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? So that's my take on AR.
AR. All right, let's say what's up to some of the chat. Yeah. Aphrodisiac, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Jim Adams, thanks for joining us. And special shout out to Jim Adams. He invited Mother Moon and I out to Jim invited us to John's. I know what I'm saying. Jim invited us to John Vella's birthday party out in the Bay Area a couple of days ago. To cheers to you for that.
Oh, those old cats, they have stories.
We met so many Raider greats. I can speak today. And they almost all said they wanted to be on our show. And actually some of them might come through to Ricky's tomorrow to be on our draft show. Nice. We're especially expecting John Vella.
Yes.
Maybe King Arthur.
Yes.
And their son, exactly.
Mr. Barnes himself, if he doesn't have his grandchild, they may visit as well.
So hopefully we can get some of the greats on tomorrow to talk to and to interview
over
as
at
well.
Ricky's
Talk about the draft.
San Leandro, so come join us there.
Fish and Game, George, Raider Speedy, of course,
Hey,
JB.
Speedy.
Thank you all for joining us. Of course, give your opinions on who you would like the Raiders to draft. And it looks like Carolina's on the clock here.
Yeah.
They've got 7
Any
minutes.
predictions?
Ooh, any predictions?
Is it going to be the consensus pick that they all been talking about?
What do you think?
My gut says Bryce Young. I don't know why.
Bryce. I'm with you.
Same
No,
here. I'm with you.
I'm going
That'd be
consensus
smart for
pick.
them.
Bryce Young.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
definitely going. I mean, they paid all that capital to move up. What else are you going to move up for? You know what I mean? But a Heisman Trophy winner, a guy that can make every throw physically. You know, his only knock on the kid is his height.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we've heard that. We saw that with Drew Brees. We see that with Russell Wilson. So there's definitely role models that says, hey, even at your height, you can ball out. So
But he's smart on his feet. Quick, and be able to.
I don't think he's going to have any problem. You know, injuries can always be that thing that we can say could probably be a problem. And I still don't buy into that it's smaller, so it's going to make it more injury prone because we've seen bigger guys stay injury prone. You know what I mean? So I don't buy into that his size is going to help with injuries. So I think he'll be fine.
I think he'll be the first pick. Also.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, they're talking about him now. They're talking about him.
Oh, yeah.
His
Attributes. Let's bring up some of
Got
his.
some highlights?
Well, we do. Well, we're going to wait for the highlights till somebody's actually picked here. But
Alrighty.
for now, we'll bring up their scouting reports as they're talking about them because
good decision
as
making.
of right now, we think this could be the number 1 pick.
Cool under pressure. Now that's a definite good attribute right there, especially in the quarterback position.
Totally. We don't want not anybody. Anyone doesn't want a quarterback that it. Look at I have like PTSD from car. We don't want a
I got PTSD from some former quarterback picks outside of Carr. I mean, at least you know what I mean. At least Carr gave us stuff to argue about. We've had a few draft picks that were quarterbacks that it was just unarguably bad. You know, Jamarcus Russell was the worst because he had all the potential to be. He had more potential than Todd Marinovich, and Todd had his issues, but this guy, even though if Jamarcus Russell would have studied even while sipping purple drink, he would have been a better quarterback.
I think we have a jersey up for Ben. Everybody wants to Jamarcus Russell jersey.
So it looks like is the pick in? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Still got 4 minutes on the clock. They're going to use up all this time to make a decision that's been made. Man, put that ticket in.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that, especially for the first pick, right? If we're the first pick, I feel like you know who you want, unless they're trying to wheel and deal a trade.
Right.
But maybe they can go, hey, if you give me like the next 5 number 1 picks,
right,
or something
maybe that's
crazy.
their waiting on surprise. But
yeah.
Didn't we have a few teams that don't? I think I recall a few drafts with a first round pick deal was pretty much done before and even announced before the draft. I believe there's been a few times that's happened.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen it in a couple of years where they're like, oh yeah, it's done.
Well, I was just reading today about the time that Minnesota missed their pick.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
There were 2 times that happened, right?
They missed it twice.
Okay.
The time ran out.
Yeah. So they ended up getting like number 9 and they had number 7. It was like just stressed
somebody
me
got
out
fired that day.
Wow.
That's ridiculous. That
That
GM, right, Mother Moon? That GM should not have a job.
At that level, yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, your board should be pretty clear at what's going to do. It's in my mind. If I'm in that room, it's only maybe because I'm taking some calls about a trade. I should pretty much have my draft board. I saw who's picked, who's my best, what's my need, who's the best at that need, and I'm just making that quick, that decision.
I mean, if you need to make a decision, that's fine. But your last 60 seconds, it should be done.
It should be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Great.
I mean,
The pick is in. Okay.
Did we get folks in the chats with some predictions on this?
We did. But let's see. Since the pick is in, let's go to it and see Oh, what happened? Oh, well, the pick isn't. They haven't announced it yet. So we'll go to some comments.
We got to wait for the
We
commissioner
got to
to get
wait
up
for
there.
the commissioner.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona Raider Nation,
Tell us.
longtime friend of the
What's
show.
up,
Thank you so
Arizona
much.
Raider Nation?
Why is Raider Nation so eager to hate on the first pick? Seems like people are eager to make a meme rather than cheer on our team and management. I said, well, I'll give my opinion on that. I think it's just because the Raiders have had such poor drafting, and we'll talk about that a little later. In my opinion, the Raiders haven't had a really good draft class since 2019. That's several years ago.
2014 was one that
2014 was the one.
Khalil Mack was that
So yeah.
first pick.
Okay, well, if we go to 2019 draft class, to me that was the most recent
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
best draft class, and I think that's why.
Yeah.
Because 2020 was a bust. 2021 was a bust. 2022 was the most major bust, with the exception of the fact that they traded their draft picks for Devontae Adams. So in that aspect, then they
That was
won.
a decent draft.
Then they won. Right.
I wasn't mad. I was not mad.
I'm not mad either.
But I love Arizona Raider Nation and their positivity. You guys, I love it. But you know what? Sometimes, if you can't laugh at yourself and you take it very serious, because I make memes about the Raiders. I love the Raiders, but I will get a good laugh. So that's all I got to say about that, because those are my boys anyway.
So
We can discuss it over some bourbon one day.
Totally. The pick is in, but right now there's I think the most recent successful draft class with Renfro, Crosby.
Is it Bryce Young?
And
It is.
Bryce Young.
Nice.
The Panthers
I have to
choose
say,
Bryce
these gentlemen
Young.
do
We
draft
can say that the draft is going as, mocked.
so far.
After one pick. We'll get back to this a little bit
Now,
later.
the Texans could be a surprise here, because we know they need a quarterback, but I've seen a lot of mock drafts say that they could go defense.
Yeah.
So,
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They need all of them.
all right, and that could, if they go defense, that
Bryce
could
Young. Let's see some
could
highlights.
affect the Raiders' pick. I think.
Let's look at some highlights from Mr. Bryce Young. Look at that hat on. Oh, can you get it on there?
I think I'm gonna grow my hair out now.
I know. By the way, on a totally different point, why are the draft hats always so ugly? Is it just me or what?
They're just unique. We'll call them unique.
Wait, does this suit come with a hand towel?
Oh,
I thought it was a hand towel.
No, it's the sleeves. It's the same one Travis Kelce wore on Saturday Night Live. It's
okay, my bad.
Who's
I
the
don't have any
maker with the
fashion
four
sense.
stripes, Moon?
Oh, I know you're speaking of it with four striped sock.
By the way, Mother Moon and I are going to do a fashion show episode tomorrow.
Is it gonna be all Raider gear? All Raider gear?
No, with the
It's a
fellas.
gentleman.
About the fellas.
Oh, okay.
How they're sporting their
I have a
their
one-track mind.
suits.
Raider gear fashion show.
Oh no, it's actually going to be, and like you said, all women on the panel
Right?
here.
See what happens when I'm not there?
It's going to be how the gentlemen dress to impress and
Yes.
see who wore it best.
I got to
look
get more
at some-
fellas on the show. I need backup.
Let's look at some highlights
There we
here
go.
from Bryce Young.
Looking good.
Yeah, that's the kick and ball out.
Is this the right highlight wheel?
No, this
Whoops. Let's check it.
is Georgia.
Well, you know what's to come.
Nope, this is not the right highlight wheel.
I see Tennessee out there. I'm like, hey,
Oh,
this is
hold
showing
on,
my
hold
guy. I'm like, you got Hendon Hooker on the brain. Hey, can't go wrong showing a Hendon Hooker highlight. So
All right,
That's
let's go
okay.
again. Here we go.
There we go.
There's
There
Bryce
we
Young.
go.
9.
Hey, and if you guys got any predictions for the Texas pick, put it in the
Start
chats.
putting that in there.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Good arm. Good
Yeah, we have
contact
number
there.
2. Houston is coming up, of course. What do you think? What do you think Houston needs?
Like I say, I've heard a couple of different things. I think they're going to go QB.
Oh,
I'm going to go with some of the early mock drafts I've seen where C.J. Stroud goes here.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going to go with. But Will Anderson is sitting there. And they got a defensive-minded head coach right now. So it would not surprise me if he says, you know what? I'm going to go with some guaranteed starter right now and pick up Will Anderson. It would not surprise me at all.
we do a segment on the Raiderettes Roundtable called the Black Tea, so we're just going to throw the Black Tea out there a little bit. There was rumors, of course, that CJ Stroud was being recruited by Mad Max because they went to the fight together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In
they were
Vegas.
together. Yep.
They were together.
Yep.
I actually thought that meant nothing at all.
She goes, they're just buddies. It means
But
nothing,
I'll feed into the black tea. I'm not mad.
I love sometimes when I mean, we had Josh Jacobs trying to recruit old boy from Green Bay. I mean,
Right.
I love our guys. They want to win. They want to recruit folks to come to our team. So, hey, I'm never mad.
He's got that sidearm, too. Look at that.
I know. He's got the moves. He's got the moves for sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, there is Bryce Young, the number 1 overall draft pick. Now, let's remember this. We can go back in history on quarterbacks, right? It's never right. We don't look at Jamarcus Russell.
Right. That whole draft class. You know, people talk about Jamarcus Russell, and I do too, because, like I say, he's our bust. But there was not a quarterback in that 2007 draft class that made it as a starter.
No, but I was also saying so unpredictable because look at Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh,
you never know where you're going to get.
Right. Oh, fifth round pick.
That's
right?
what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm not just trying to hate on Jamarcus Russell. I'm trying to say you never know.
But look, how many, they were hyping up Brady Quinn in that draft.
Oh, yeah.
They were hyping up, what was that, Jordan Palmer in that draft.
Right.
None of them. And there's still a couple other names that I was like, wow, they were drafted too. And they were like backups. So, I mean, that quarterback, it's a crapshoot. It is a crapshoot.
So, who is on the clock now? The pick is in already. Texans are. That went fast.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they know they want to get their quarterback.
Yeah, they knew who they wanted. So the pick is in for the Houston Texans. Side note, nobody cares, but that's the weirdest name ever. It would be like if you were the Oakland Californians.
And they weren't the first Texans. There was another Texans that became the Chiefs.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So that's a history of weirdness.
I like the history of weirdness. Wow, the draft is actually going pretty quickly. So when we get a little bit more into it, we'll go over who we think the biggest Raiders bust are. I know my friend here, Baker Raiderette, has an opinion on that, and I can't wait to...
Yeah. She has a really good opinion because I seen her list, and I'm like, I'm right there with you.
Right?
You know?
Right?
I mean, maybe the number 1 I may try to argue, but I think I have a different reason, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's splitting hairs.
Always argue number 1, of course. But
well, you're right. Yeah. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Yes. I think we've had plenty of...
He's at least my favorite to pick on.
Yeah,
I mean.
right.
All right.
You know what that means.
Let's see here who we got.
All right. So the pick is in for the Texans. Who did they select? Are we staying on course here?
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
They got their quarterback.
They did.
They got their quarterback.
Let's look at some highlights from CJ Stroud here. Sorry, everybody who bought into the black tea, but Mad Max hanging out with CJ Stroud.
And there was a lot of talk about him falling because of that test he took, and I guess he had the worst score. You know what I mean? He had the purple drink score on the cognitive test.
I didn't hear about this. Tell me.
Oh, yeah. He had a very low score, and the consensus was that not every person with a high score will make it, but every player with a low score won't. That was the whole statement about that test he took. And he's like, I'm not a test taker. I'm a football player, so we're going to see. You know, I hope the kid balls out. You know what I mean? I'm always rooting on him. You know, he's going to Houston, so I can kind of, say I'm rooting on him. The other one's going to Panthers. You know, if they were going to a division rival, I'd be like, you know what? I hope they suck. Yeah. I wish nothing but the worst for you, but in this case.
And so, as we all know, the higher rank that they get picked, as quickly as they get picked, they get paid more. I just hope that there's some kind of a class for these young men that are getting picked, that they have that extra training on how to spend that money. Some kind of
they do. They still have the rookie symposium. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and there's a lot of learnings in that. Yeah. I've seen some clips from the rookie symposium, and they do talk about a lot of that stuff. And I mean, now with so much that has been going on year after year that gets into the newspaper, you can't walk into the NFL acting like you don't know what has been going on with your predecessors, because it's out there. Everyone that's gotten into trouble, whether it's money, whether it be girls, whether it be drugs, any of that stuff, it's been out there, man. And then, like I say, you have your rookie symposium. You got your veterans on the team.
Yes.
So
Hopefully, I'm just saying, I hope there's some guidance provision.
definitely. Now, do you guys think there might be a trade? I've read a lot of mock drafts. Look, I'm going to be reciting mock drafts all night. There have been a lot of mock drafts that the Raiders could move up and trade with Arizona here. So
I hope so.
what's your odds? But that would be going for a quarterback. We know if they do that, it's probably AR.
I would be okay with them trading for AR,
Yep.
even though I want an edge rusher.
Okay. Anyone else?
I think
Oh,
both,
no,
both
I'm okay if
positions
they
are
trade it.
very much needed.
Oh, yeah. We need a quarterback.
All I'm actually hoping for is that they don't go for the O-line.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well,
I've seen
Moon
some
said she
prediction
wanted Jones. That he's an old lineman, so you know.
That's what Moon said. I don't want it.
See me, I wouldn't mind
See,
if we
we are
trade
too
down and get
Well,
some more
if we
picks
end up getting
and
an
do something
O-line,
like that.
if
okay.
we get him later,
yeah,
fine.
Yeah, that's
fine.
what I'm saying.
But the
So.
Raiders are almost notorious
Uh-huh.
for drafting a second-round pick in the first round, and I think that's what that is.
Like, so it's a win if we actually draft a starter.
Right,
A
yes,
first round
yes.
pick, that's a starter. Unless he's a quarterback, then we know
Right.
he's not going to start, but we can still.
Well, we don't know
feel
that.
good,
They could,
you know?
he could. Hey, listen. If in training camp, if they go head to head, Garoppolo versus whomever.
Let's hope.
Well, there's
Garoppolo-
only a few left, right? We've got AR-15 and Will Levis. They can go head to head, and one could beat the other out. So we don't know who could be the starter necessarily.
Well, I'm hoping Garoppolo hits the weight room, put on a little bit more muscle, so maybe he can get a little bit more durable. So that whoever, but I think we're going to draft a quarterback somewhere in the next, today, tomorrow, or Friday or Saturday, and that quarterback doesn't have to worry about starting anytime this year.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping that will happen at least.
I think you're right.
In that.
And I think that's needed. Just learn from the veterans.
Like, Garoppolo is not going to lose any athleticism if he puts on a little bit of muscle. He's not.
Right. So Arizona is down. Shout out to our friends out in Arizona Raider Nation.
Yes.
I know they
guys?
are Raiders fans, but I know they have family that are Cardinals fans. There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left for their pick. So what do we think they're gonna? Where do
Will
they
Anderson.
Go?
I mean, I think the consensus pick for these guys is going to be Will Anderson right here.
That's a chatter I've been hearing as
unless
well.
there's a trade.
I don't see. Well, that's true. I guess that could happen. Anything could happen at this point.
That's who I think is going to go here. So we're going to see in a minute or two.
Out of Alabama.
Speaking of Arizona Raider Nation, thank you so much. He says, "Salute, love the show. We appreciate you." George says, "Gotta go with defense." That's where I'm at. I think gotta go with defense as well. I would I would even go with defense over a quarterback at
In
this
the first
point.
round? Definitely.
I would. Yeah.
That's been my consensus from the beginning. Defense here, hooker tomorrow. Get a hooker on Friday night. It's going down.
that fits in Vegas very well.
This is the time for
I can
Inga
go
to come
shopping
on
for
camera.
my hooker jersey.
Okay, it's not like he wants or needs a hooker. His lovely
We
lady is
need a
with
hooker. Under center. We all do. Vegas needs this. You know what I mean? Raider Nation needs this hooker.
Raider Nation.
It's gonna-
Aphrodisiac.
I think it'll be a
friend
good
of the
hooker.
show. He says CJ only has to play Jacksonville, Indy, and the Titans in the division. Bryce Young has the Falcons, Saints, and Tampa. Weak division. Yeah, and I think that's why Derek Carr benefited going to
We have a
the
trade
Saints.
alert.
Right.
That's a weak division. He could literally have a losing record and make the playoffs.
All right. It was a good.
Okay.
Did I read that?
Cardinals.
Second?
Cardinals traded. I think that we got to trade.
Oh, the Texans are back on the clock.
Oh, back-to-back picks.
They're about to pick Will
Back-to-back
Anderson.
picks?
They're about to pick Will Anderson.
No, that's my dude.
That's a baller move right there.
Oh.
We got our quarterback. We got our quarterback, and we about to get our defensive guy. I know they're about to pick Will Anderson.
That's why they took so long.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why they took so
If
long.
they don't pick Will Anderson right now, I'd be
Wow.
hella shocked. I would be shocked.
So they're gonna get a quarterback and a defensive. Well,
Why would you jump up this high if it wasn't for Will Anderson?
What did they give up for? Do we know what they gave up for it?
No. At least I don't know right now, but we'll find out.
We'll find out. Wow, they're excited though.
It was a lot. I would say it was a lot because I think they had another first round pick, but I think it was in the 20s or something like that.
Yeah.
So to move up that high, they gave up some future capital.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know? I would say they probably gave up maybe 2 first-round picks.
You think?
The one this year and definitely the one next year.
Well, this year, no, they already took theirs this year.
Oh, no, they had a second. That's what
Oh,
I'm
I see.
Yeah, the Texans had a 12-2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's not okay. Probably still maybe a
Yeah,
first.
that's still good. That's
Yeah.
still good. Wow.
Wow.
Ooh, making baller moves.
Somebody's not playing over there.
Making baller moves.
Yeah.
What's up, Jax? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Hey, Jax.
So, a little bit back to the Derek Carr chatter. I think he's going to succeed in that. I think he's going to succeed in that league.
That's why he went over there. He's got the coach.
He's got a better
the
chance
coach
there.
who drafted him the first time, who is just singing the cartoons. He's got a good defense. He's got a decent receiver at least.
Yeah.
And he's in a bad division. He's got a good running back. Yeah, it's a good situation for him.
All right, they got their pick in again.
Wow.
But-
Here he
The
comes.
pick is
Here comes
in.
the
Here he
man.
But
comes.
so he gets to the playoffs, and then that's about it.
Pretty much. Don't take my guy. Don't take my guy.
Oh, here comes
No,
selection.
don't take my guy. The pick is in. All
Who
right.
does everyone have? Tell us what you have, what you think.
What did he get?
Oh, don't
Will
take it.
Anderson.
No!
What did I tell you? I told you.
That's
Yeah.
my guy.
Oh,
All right, now we
man.
got to go to the second best edge rusher
Wow.
because dang.
49er fans are happy right now. They're like, oh, okay, we don't have to deal with Will Anderson.
Right.
Oh man, I wanted him bad. I wanted him bad.
Oh, you did.
I wanted him at Mad Max's bookend.
Oh, check it out. See? Like we said, we're going to do a fashion show. Who wore best?
So, but who did you want at second best edge rush?
For the Raiders.
Yeah.
Paris.
Okay.
Where's Paris?
He's an O lineman, though. He's an
Oh.
O lineman. Yeah.
It's far out there.
Tyree is the second best edge rusher.
Tyree. Yeah.
So,
No, we don't want Paris. We want
don't.
Tyree.
right.
Why are you confusing me?
Right.
I know. And
No,
that's
we want
spelled
Tyree. So,
Tyree.
so this is pick number. Oh, we're on 3. So we're on 3. So Texans got 2 and 3.
Yep.
They balled the fuck out.
Yep. CJ Stroud.
Wow.
And CJ, you got to, on some people's draft list, he was the number 1 quarterback.
Right.
On some people's list.
Right.
You know, they had him ranked number 1. So
That's a baller draft.
I would say they
That's
got 2 top 5. Let's just say they got 2 top 5 players.
Right.
In this draft.
And I don't know what they gave up for it, but they balled out. Those
Look
are
at-
2
look at-
great players. One on offense, one on defense.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know, potentially 2 starters right off the back. And
Yep.
we know Will Anderson's going to start. CJ is just going to depend on how quickly he can pick up the offense. Are they going to just put him out there,
Right.
or are they just going to say, you know what, we have this other guy who was playing okay. You know, maybe CJ beats him out, or maybe picks up later in the season. But that's definitely a baller move, though.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm not mad.
Well, we got Indy on the clock now. They're already
Are they going to take AR? Is this where AR-15 goes, or is it going to be Will Levis?
I think they're going to take AR.
You think they're going to take AR?
Yeah.
Oh man.
They got the coach, one of them
What do you
Philly
think?
coaches, so you know Philly coaches love a guy that can run around.
That just says Will Levis. I don't know why.
Yeah?
I think it would make more sense to take AR
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
I actually
Stepped inside of it. You don't take that time.
Yeah. This pick can
There
tell
we
us
go.
what we're going to do.
Let's go watch party.
You know what we need? I think we need another round of drinks. Jorge! I'm going to do a tequila. Mother Moon and I will do a tequila.
You know that's right.
What'd you
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta pick 'em up.
I guess Mother Moon and I will do. What are you having?
beer still.
Oh, okay. All right, so the Indy's on the clock. 4 minutes here. We're gonna see. So let's go to the comments and see what people are saying here. Thank you all for tuning in. By the way, light that torch, hit that like button. You can subscribe. You can become a member. You can even hit that super chat button if you want to donate and support the show. Please do that as well. We know there's a lot of people that are having draft shows today, so if you're tuning in today, thank you. We appreciate you. Otis, what's good? Aphrodisiac, Jax, of course. Let's go to that last comment from Aphrodisiac, very bottom.
Let's read it.
Raiders once had an Alabama linebacker in the first round Rolando McClain.
Oh,
Too
yeah,
bad
Rolando.
that one didn't work out.
Yeah. Good stuff. There's another one. Rolando McClain.
Rolando McClain.
Physically talented, but man, just
Ana Diaz, thank you for joining us.
didn't put it together.
King Savage, thank you for joining us. Ooh, the Raiders are. Once the Raiders come on, we're gonna get some champagne and cupcakes. Champagne and cupcakes.
No matter what the pick is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We got to be positive. We got to be positive.
No,
I'm positive.
He already has a
You're
drip on. He
the
ready
most
slinging.
optimistic guy.
I'm like, because if AR's gone, it's pretty guaranteed we're getting a defensive player, and I'm easy on this.
Okay.
Whether it's a cornerback, whether it's a, you know what I mean? Especially a cornerback. I mean, I think any of those top 3 cornerbacks would do good. I mean, you can argue. I think Gonzalez is probably my consensus pick out of cornerbacks, but I wouldn't be mad at any of them if we picked one. So if Tyree falls, I probably would be the happiest if Tyree falls to us. So that would, that'll make my day. I would just drop my mic. Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't drop the mic. I would want to. Wow. Jim Irsay is looking kind of, he's looking a little lit there or something. I don't know.
Look, it's the pick is in. The pick is in.
Oh, they're looking at AR.
They already on it. Look, hey, he already knows. He already knows.
He can't hold a smile back. Well, I think there's a few Raider fans that's going to be disappointed if AR goes to the Colts because they wanted him.
I wouldn't be mad. I still want the edge.
And I'm assuming with some of the fans that wanted us to pick AR, I'm assuming they wanted us to jump up to Arizona, trade with Arizona to get him.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Most mock drafts had him, a lot that I read had him going to the Colts. So,
all right, here we go. Let's see what they got.
Let's see right now.
Yeah, he already knew. He was already winking and smiling. He already knew.
There was no stress. There was no stress on his face.
So let's go to some highlights from AR-15 and let's see. Like I said, I think he's one of the most athletic guys in the draft.
Oh yeah.
But he has a lot of development. There's a lot of development that needs to happen there.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, like I say, because I believe the Colts head coach, he came from Philly, so he had a lot of experience working around Hurts, and that's why the consensus pick was that AR probably wouldn't make it past the Colts. So, to the Raider fans out there, I know a lot of you wanted AR, man. We will get our guy. Trust me.
But he was ready. I think he got that little pre-phone call saying, "It's really cool to see." So don't worry about it because when the families find out.
Right?
Oh my God! Right. I love that part. And
the whole process too.
They're like, yeah.
So here's some of AR-15 Anthony Richardson highlights out of Florida State, of course, over there out of Gainesville, Florida. He had his pro day yesterday where I thought he actually played the pro day a little casual. When I watched Will Levis pro day, he seemed a little more gritty, a little more sweaty, a little more like he was trying to make some plays. This guy went through the emotions a little bit, which I think most people do in a pro day. I actually don't really understand a pro day, to be honest, unless it's just pomp and circumstance.
No.
Because it's like you already see the tape, you watch the games. Why watch a guy throw 50 balls with no defense, no offense? What do you think, Big Red Rat?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an athleticism thing. I don't know how much it influences decisions. Like, I think that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young were already, like, Bryce Young didn't even so, I mean, he did with, like, specific teams, but he didn't, like, do the bomb.
Like a national.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think it's maybe for people that feel like they have something to prove. They can do specific athletic skills, not necessarily come from number 12 or number 1. Sorry,
I think your mic was off. Go ahead, it's on now.
Okay. Okay, test.
Yeah, you're in. But no, I think pro days give guys a chance to go through a lot of those drills that coaches want to see, and they get to do it with guys they're familiar with. They do it at the combine, but they're doing it with any receiver at the combine, and then they get a chance to kind of, you know what I mean, do some of the things that they want to showcase to those coaches, a little bit up close and personal, and especially at that time you get a chance to address some of those naysayers that have said something out. He can't, do these throws and make. Oh, okay. Now I got my pro day to, you know what I mean, to kind of clean that up or whatever. So.
All right, let's go to the comments and see if anyone has any opinions. Seattle, of course, is on the clock now.
Yes.
They have 4 minutes left, so they've already chewed into over 6 minutes of their time, which leads us to believe maybe they have some moves to make. Because you know how the NFL draft is. Once people start making moves, everyone starts to panic. Everything's thrown out of whack.
Yeah.
We don't understand. Maybe their pick is gone now.
And they're in their war room, trying to pick and choose, and what are you thinking? Let's do this and that, and it could get totally insane in there. But our war room here is chill over at the Bank Club in Emeryville.
Yeah, war room is chill. I would love to see a sneak peek inside the Raiders war room.
Yes.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I like that he had on silver. See, he was ready to be a Raider. He was ready. He was like, just in case.
Shoot.
So what do you think, I want to ask you, what do you think, what's your confidence in Ziegler and our picks today?
You know what?
Our pick today, I should say.
It's 50-50.
Yeah.
We haven't seen enough from him. I mean, let's just look at the offseason moves that he did. There's a few things I was kind of scratching my head because we loaded up mostly on offense. You know what I mean? So I'm still waiting and seeing. I'm optimistic, saying, okay, we're going to, depending on this draft, because, Yannick is still out there, and I'm like, why didn't we bring back Yannick? Then I'm thinking, okay, well, they're obviously got some people in the draft, and they're saying, since no one picked up Yannick, I can wait and see who's there after the draft. So, jury's still out.
Yeah. Fager?
Yeah, it seemed I'm with you. I'm like a hopeful or a practical optimist, I would say. They had a very cheap free agency.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't go out and spend stupid money, I don't think. I was actually really impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo's contract.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
So I'm happy with that. I know that people are saying we're the Patriots once now. I guess my take on that, and I know this is controversial, is that the Patriots won.
Yeah, exactly. A lot?
And they're familiar, like a lot of these players are familiar with the system, and McDaniels is a system guy. So I suppose that makes sense.
I think if it was another team coach and we did that with, we wouldn't hear it. A lot of coaches do that, especially if they want to quickly build their system up. They're going to go to guys who are familiar with them, especially if they're available, maybe do a little trade. So it's only because it's the past, and I get it. We all hate the past.
Yeah.
So
we have some
it doesn't bother me when I hear it, but I don't buy into it too much because I get it. You know?
We told you. So the Seattle Seahawks are down to they're approaching a minute now.
What is
So what is happening behind the scenes? They're wheeling, dealing. Are they going to make some sort of trade? We'll see what happens here. Even if they make a trade, it has to be decided very soon.
Well, the consensus pick is Jalen Carter goes here.
Well,
That's been the consensus.
If that's the case, they should have known that. We're under a minute. Let's see if they lose a pick. It's like a shot clock.
It was Tyree.
That would be wild.
Tyree Wilson is what was on their list too. So
I hope he doesn't go here.
Oh, the pick is in.
All right, the pick is in.
How does that go?
Let's see what they pick. They're on commercial right now, but the pick is in, so they'll come back very soon. Let's see. Do we have any new commenters? Listen, we want you to be part of the conversation.
This is a tough one too.
For Seattle?
Well, I feel
they re-up Geno, so
right.
I can see them getting a quarterback a little bit later, but I think they're
that would be the smarter.
I think they want a starter now. This is why the most mocks I've seen had Jalen going right here to bolster that defense, so we'll see.
Well, I feel like this is one of the most unpredictable drafts of recent times.
No idea what to think.
Like it seems like there's so many things that could have that players that could have been drafted, trades that could have been made. Like this one's kind of all over the place.
I mean, the Texas trade was surprising, but the players
That
being
was-
chosen wasn't.
That's
True.
You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair
enough.
Old Boy going 1, CJ 2, Anderson 3.
Yep.
Those have been the 1, 2, and 3 on a lot of mock drafts.
Right.
But I didn't see one mock draft that had Texans trading up with
That-
Arizona.
Right,
I didn't see
right.
one, so
Wow.
that was a surprise.
That was a surprise.
Yeah.
That was a fun surprise, actually.
Right?
That was a baller
Right.
move. Why can't the Raiders do something
Yeah,
like that?
And you got a rookie head coach, D'Amico Ryan, coming over there, and that's why I say he's
Saying
getting
what's
Anderson.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
even other people were saying it wouldn't surprise them if he didn't go quarterback and would have picked Anderson because he's a defensive guy. He's a defensive guy. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So the pick is in. I think Roger Goodell is about to rock out again. Have they shown the Raiders
They
crowd yet?
haven't. I haven't seen a single Raider.
Yeah.
We do know
And we know our
Hollywood's
friends are there.
Yeah.
Hollywood's out there. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Hollywood.
Well, I'm sure they'll show them once it's their time. But
Yes.
they showed other people when it's not their time as well.
Yeah.
So when we see you guys, we're
Well,
definitely
hopefully
going to
it's they're in full force out there.
Yeah, of course. Raiders always going to be in full
I
force.
know, right? I'm like,
Tell them your story about the San Diego Chargers in the COVID year. Not having enough people to represent.
Oh yeah, I got a little bit of hate. I'll tell it right after.
Okay.
Roger Goodell is up at the podium.
With the 5th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft,
Whoa!
Devon Witherspoon.
Quarterback.
So let's
Hey,
go to
I
his
got hope.
highlights.
I got hope. Tyree is still there.
Right.
I got hope. But now here goes something now.
Tell-
Tyree and Jalen Carter, one of them will be there.
Yeah,
One of
Okay.
them will be there.
that's right.
Okay.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Ooh, this is wild.
and Gonzalez will be there.
Yeah, now we got choice.
So I'm like, hey,
Woo.
I think
I'm
the
liking our
Raiders are kinda
chances
hoping-
here on picking somebody that's going to walk in here and start on defense and make some plays.
To your left. Now to your right.
To the left, to the left.
Everybody left to the left.
We're at
to
the
the left.
karaoke portion of this evening, huh?
Right.
Wow.
It's got. Oh,
There's some Smash Mouth football coming in. We're going to look at
Wow.
some highlights of him.
Now that's a shocker.
Real
I didn't
soon.
see a mock draft where they
No.
went cornerback
That's a surprise.
in Seattle.
And there was what the delay was about.
that is fair.
It's a money move. It's a money move they're making for this time. So that's predictable. And
Here we go. Here he is here. Witherspoon, the number, what are we at? Number 5?
Yeah,
We
pick
have the
number 5.
Detroit, the terrible, the worst team besides the Raiders in the
Wasn't
draft.
half their team gambling?
Wait, would you
They're
ever want
betting. I'm like, wait, how many players they had? Like 4 or 5 suspended for gambling?
I know you're happy to be, one would be happy to join the NFL, but do you really want to play for the Detroit Lions?
Man.
I mean, Baker Mayfield wanted to play for the Browns.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
their
true. He
coach
did a good
had them
job. He
playing-
did a good job.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say the Detroit Lions head coach had them playing way above their talent level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Fair enough.
But how you do that and then got guys out here doing things that's going to get them suspended, though.
Yeah,
you
that was
know?
pretty silly.
So I don't understand what's going on in Detroit. But,
Yeah.
I mean, we know these kind of things happen. There was a guy in Atlanta who got caught. But when you got like multiple players on your team,
Yeah, what are you doing?
you know what? That sounds like a
What are
big
you
club.
doing?
Yeah.
They're
and then-
pooling their bets or something. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of makes the point that, like, everybody's saying, oh, all the Raider players are doing bad things because they're in Vegas. It's not Vegas. It's not.
No.
These players have access to
Young
all
and
kinds of
rich.
stuff.
It's young and rich.
Yeah.
You can get
point
with
earlier.
being
Yes.
young and a lot of money. You can find trouble anywhere. Anywhere.
I know that personally.
I'm not necessarily young, but I can find the same trouble.
I can attest. Very true.
All right, the Detroit Lions are down to almost 4 minutes here, so we're going to see what their pick is in.
Well, they still got. They
And then
still
the
got.
Raiders are next.
There's a lot of defensive talent on this board.
The Raiders are next.
Everything is still on this board. I don't think they're going to pick a quarterback this high, but they could. I mean, do they like Will Levis? I mean, I don't know. I
I've
don't
actually
believe I've
seen a
saw
lot
any
that
mock
Will-
drafts with them taking Levis.
I've
so.
seen Levis out of the top 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen a lot with him out of the top.
Yeah.
Because he won't drink milk.
He puts mayo in his coffee. He's such
It was
a
the milk,
weirdo.
man. They're like, you're scared of milk.
He's scared of milk. So yeah, the Raiders are after this pick here. We're up to number 6 was Detroit.
Right.
The Raiders is next.
Yep.
We still have an edge rusher next. We still have a quarterback next.
I know.
So
I'm hoping it's
you're
defense
right,
now.
right.
I hope the 2 quarterbacks that we possibly would have taken are gone, and now I hope we can just focus on defense right now.
I hope they just don't F-ish up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So tell us, a good time to tell us.
So I wanted to be cheeky, and I posted a video reminding people that during the 2020 draft that was virtual, the Chargers didn't have enough fans to fill all the screens. Because if you remember, like, people were on YouTube, they were cheering.
Right. Was there 9 or 12 spots?
There were 12.
12 spots. And there
were
were two,
at least two
that
weren't filled.
Unoccupied.
Now, people were upset because I said that was also the year they went to a new stadium.
Right.
And they were like, well, that's not the Chargers stadium. And I definitely agree. It's not their stadium.
But still, you can't get 12 people?
Right. Like, let's focus.
I don't care, right? I don't care if you're playing in the backyard. You can't get 12 people?
I mean, if we, like, going to SoFi. Yeah.
So let's kind of ignore this next pick because the Raiders are up. And let's go into the Raiders' historically worst draft pick.
What we're not going to do tonight.
What we're
We're
not
going to talk about
it.
everything that they're not going to do tonight.
Yeah. Baker, let's start with
In an
you,
effort
and
to
then
give us
Omar
some
will go
good
with you.
teaching.
What are your, we'll just say 5. The worst 5.
Okay. Well, so I made like a little video about this, and I mean, I think you can argue that Jamarcus Russell is definitely in the top 5, probably the worst if you take into account the money.
Right.
There was a guy. What was his last name? Bob. He was a defender in 1982.
Oh, you went back.
And because
Give her props for that.
he was drafted in the first round, so they obviously paid him more. Now, they didn't pay players like they do now, but he played 2 games for the Raiders.
Yeah, that's about
Oh, yeah. That's a
Total.
bust. That's
So
a
that
bust.
was just my, like, if you're available, that's the best weapon, right? So I think Peyton Manning said something like that.
right.
No, your best ability is
Is your
availability.
availability.
Right, that's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Omar, what do you think? What are your kind of busts?
My number 1 bust has to be Jamarcus Russell. And here's why, though. But like I was saying, in that draft, none of those quarterbacks made it. He was, on paper, the best. So I don't fault the Raiders for that. But he was not the best player. Because guess who got drafted right behind him? One Hall of Famer with the nickname Megatron.
Okay.
And then another Hall of Famer by the name Joe Thomas.
Okay.
And then the Bay Area favorite, Marshawn Lynch, was drafted later on that day. So that's why, so like I said, with all that ammunition, that's why Jamarcus Russell. And I also think, just as I said a little earlier, to me, Jamarcus Russell could have been sipping purple drink and studying and still would have had a career much better than what he did.
Right.
I mean, seriously, he could have been purple drink for a thing if he would have studied.
Trouble from the start.
I actually think if you go back to the 2020 draft, I want to say.
Oh.
If you look at Henry Ruggs, and it's not because of what happened.
Sad. Yeah.
Oh, it is because of what happened.
Not for my opinion. I'll tell you why.
If it wouldn't have happened, that would have been a good pick.
I don't think so.
I do.
Well, let me tell you why.
All right.
Because
we're getting spicy.
That's spicy. Because I called the character when he was drafted, and Moon could contest to that. I knew that he wasn't a good fit off the field, and that's why.
Oh, so you foresaw the off field.
Yes.
Well, see, but
Yes.
here we go. The only thing I can just argue against it is he had a family. He had his
Then
wife
he should have
and a
taken better
kid.
care of them.
You know what I
Here's
mean?
the second thing.
I didn't see that coming.
No, I saw it coming.
Yeah.
I saw it coming. And Mother Moon knows this. It's on record. Actually,
But it still makes him a bust.
I think it was the first draft show we did,
Yeah.
actually, that year.
Yeah.
It has me on record
But
saying it.
come on. Now,
here we
what
go,
about
here we
Damon
go.
Arnett?
That was my second point.
It pisses me
That
off
was my
because,
second
hey,
point.
I'm a gun lover,
That's my
and
second
then you
point.
got this idiot
Making
on
a bully
YouTube
That was
making
so
threatening
terrible.
videos
So the
with
pick
guns.
is in
We know
for
the whole gun
Arizona.
climate. I mean, so David Arnett is definitely one of my
Oh!
Your guy, Paris Johnson. Oh, the Cardinals traded and got your guy.
Oh,
Hey, I kind of think
chatter about it, but there he is.
I wonder why they did that. I think
Let's
he might
go
have
to
been there.
Paris Johnson Jr.
I know. That's kind of wild. I didn't see that a need to have to go Paris Johnson at 6.
Highlights here.
I did have us. I saw a few months with us picking him at 7.
Yeah.
I did see a few months. I just didn't believe it. I'm thinking, they're not going to do that.
Oh, thanks, Arizona.
So now
Tyree is there.
Raiders are
Jalen
officially
Carter is
on the
there.
clock.
Christian
Oh my God.
Gonzalez is there.
Oh, can you see the Raiders?
The Raiders are officially on the clock with 7 minutes left.
Tell us.
And we got all the defenders that except for Will Anderson.
Yeah.
Right there.
Exciting.
Now.
We got Jalen Carter chance growing in the background
Oh
here.
my goodness. Now the Raiders are officially on the clock.
Unfortunately, he's
There's
a bit of the
6
roll
minutes
of the dice,
left.
but I still wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
who's
would not be mad
excited?
if they roll the dice on
Who's
it.
excited right now?
Oh, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. I'm excited.
Raider
Oh my
fans are out there sweating.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sweating.
They're like,
Sweating.
wait, now we got too many choices.
Yeah.
This is bad.
No,
Oh,
this is
man.
We don't blow it because there's too many choices.
we gotta go with Tyreek, right?
Hey, if
We
I'm
do,
making this pick right now, Tyree is
Thank
the
you,
safe
Tyree.
pick.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Tyree is the safe pick.
Is there any possibility they trade back?
that could happen too.
There is a possibility of that.
Right now, it could
There
have a
is
lot of
there.
trade back.
Because
We
whenever
never
they want
know.
Jerry Porter Jr.,
Yeah.
maybe they trade back for Jerry
There's
Porter
so
Jr.
much on there.
There's a lot,
so
yeah.
much talent.
Oh my
still here.
gosh. I am going for Tyree. Let's do this. Let's do this. I feel like I have a vote in
He
this.
could be a Raider for sure.
I feel
Yeah.
like I have a vote in this.
Yeah, he could be a Raider. So
What's chat saying?
let's go to the chat.
Yeah, well, what are predictions we got
By
right
the
now?
way, I want to give a shout out to our producer Inga, who's backstage right
Yeah.
now, running the
Thank you,
show.
Inga.
She is
Come on
going
in
to
there.
she's going to run
Pop
the
in
chat for us here. That's my bad. I did that. But we're gonna go to the
I
chat.
feel like they still haven't showed any Raider fans.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
they love to hate us.
And it's the Raiders
If
pick.
they have any kind of way to stick a little finger in our eye, you know they're gonna do it. So.
So let me just
man.
read on Fishing Game says you can cut the tension with a knife.
Ooh, that's
I know,
true.
right? AW says, "Let's go, Christian." Oh, he wants Christian
Hey,
Gonzalez.
Okay.
George wants Jalen.
a lot of
AW
people want
wants Christian
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
Yep. Here we go. Yep.
Arizona Raider Nation just wants Raiders.
Hey, I love them guys because they gonna love whoever we pick. I love them.
I know. King Savage says, "Don't pass on Jalen Carter."
Okay.
Yeah, that could happen.
Oh my gosh, we got less than 5 minutes left.
But there's a lot of
pick
Raider
is
fans
in.
want Christian Gonzalez. I was talking to a few of my
Yeah,
boys before
that's
earlier today, and they were like, "Yep, Christian Gonzalez." So you know,
I just love when these young men give shout outs to the
I would say
mom
for
and
the
dad.
consensus I had a bunch of Raider fans wanting AR and a bunch wanting Christian Gonzalez. So I was like, they wanted us to be able to pass the ball or stop the pass. So
Yeah.
I guess with this first round
All
pick.
right.
Woo! So let's see. Let's see what we
let's
do.
see. Let's see.
I mean, but this is going to be the pick. You were asking about our GM.
Yeah.
This is going to be the pick.
Yeah. This
You know?
is actually his first
Here we
first
go.
round
Here we
pick.
go. Here we go
Yeah,
now.
this
Here
is
we
gonna
go,
be
here
the
we go,
pick.
Here we go.
By the way-
now.
Go stress eat.
We are going to celebrate this draft pick with champagne and cupcakes, no matter who
it is.
the Raiders choose.
Yeah.
And these cupcakes are courtesy of. Nope, wait. I want to keep it down. Baker Raiderette, our girl.
There
right
they go.
here.
There we are.
Oh,
Now they're showing us.
And now they're showing us a
Yeah,
team.
now we see. There we
Hi,
go.
Amanda. Where's Hollywood? All right. So our girl made these right here. This is the girl right here. If you need, we're gonna put these on our website. But she's got the cupcakes. Baker Raiderette right here. We're gonna have some champagne and cupcakes.
Let us know if you need some.
We need like
cupcakes.
5.
We have the one to make it for you.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 6, please. We need 6.
They're showing
Oh,
Christian Gonzalez. That could be it.
He looks tense.
You're looking fine.
I know a couple of fellas that's going to be real happy if that's our pick.
But
He's like, he doesn't want to go to the Raiders.
He's not giving us that wink look like AR was.
I know. AR couldn't hold it back.
Ingo, would you mind like passing us some cupcakes and some champagne? We gotta toast to whatever the Raiders do.
Whatever
Right
they do.
now.
We are.
2 minutes, 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
There we go. We gotta go, Amanda.
There we go.
Where's Hollywood? I know Hollywood out there.
Hollywood's out there somewhere. Let me see.
Oh,
Let
there's
me
the
see you
Kansas
now.
City Club. Cool.
Kansas City Raiders Club is out
Kansas City
there.
actually has a lot of Raider
Thank
fans.
you. I love that. Hey, let's have some champagne. Let's toast to this.
All right,
Thank
we
you
ready.
all for watching. Remember, subscribe, hit that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. You can even super chat us. The Raiders pick is in.
Oh my God.
Oh!
One more time in the chats. What we got?
The
Any
Raiders
new
pick-
picks?
Yeah, I'm checking it out. I'm checking it out. The pick is in. We got some comments here.
I mean, we're
Come on. Let's see what we get. We're about to toast. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's not a
Can I
bust.
officially say the only pick I would not like is Will Levis right here?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, that's it. That's the only pick I wouldn't like.
I feel like that's not happening.
What are you gonna do? Sorry.
Thank
What
you.
are you gonna
Thank
do
you,
if
guys.
they pick Will Levis?
I'm gonna be sad.
He's gonna be sad, but he's gonna be off. He's
That
gonna be
definitely
off.
means no Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
The
You know what I
Raiders
mean?
pick
Like
is
the
in,
elephant in the
everybody.
room.
He's gonna
Man,
be
Hendon was on
really sad.
such a good path.
I'm sorry, I have to drink already. Can I
I
drink?
know. I already took a drink on accident too. And we're gonna celebrate with some cupcakes and some champagne. The cupcakes are
we
from
all
our girl
nervous?
here, Baker's.
Yeah, we're
I'm
all
so
nervous. Here we
nervous.
go. I want to see what's going
There's
on
the
in
war room. Here's these fabulous cupcakes.
There
Take one down, pass
Come
it
on,
around.
Ziggler. Defense.
Take one down, pass
I'm making
around.
it easy. I don't have any hands. I got the important stuff in my hand. The mic and the
Take one
drink.
down, pass it around.
I'm actually okay on the cupcakes because I,
I'll hold
ate a
on.
bunch earlier.
See, so go ahead. And
I'm gonna have a cupcake.
Oh, there's two. Come on now.
Let's go!
Let's see.
Okay, I think I'll be sad if it was Peter Strong too.
A new Raider will be initiated within seconds here. Someone new from the Raider Nation will
A
be
Raider is
initiated
about to be
here.
born.
Oh, picks
Here
in,
we
picks
go. Here we go. Who we got?
Who we got?
Come on. I'm open. I think I got to hope Tyree.
Yeah. Yes, Tyree.
Or Christian Gonzalez. Either one of those guys.
I'm down with one of those.
I wouldn't be mad if Jalen got the pick.
I'm leaning towards
It's just
Tyree.
to me,
I'm leaning towards Tyree.
he's the roll of the dice.
Yeah.
I'm leaning
There
towards
he is. Comes the man of the hour.
Leaning
Why is
towards
he Tyree?
Tyree.
He always gets booed.
Let's go.
Seventh pick.
Right?
Who we got?
Tyree, baby. Tyree, baby. Yes. Yeah, I am not mad.
I am not mad at all. Moon, you were on point with that. Moon had that all along.
Oh,
Welcome to the nation.
hey.
Welcome to the Raider Nation. Let's fucking go.
That's my name. Sorry.
And a lot of people say that he's probably got a higher ceiling than even Will Anderson.
Let's cheers to
You know
that.
what I mean? So
Tyree, I'm down. Tyree, I'm down.
Let's look at some
Yeah.
highlights.
Let's look at some of his highlights here. We got an edge rusher. We got a bookend of Mad Max. We got a fucking bookend of Mad Max. I think that's something to cheers about.
Yeah.
Let's go, Raider Nation.
Yes.
Welcome, Tyree. Welcome to the Raider Nation. Omar, what are your thoughts on this pick?
hey, I like it. I like this pick. We need defense.
Yep.
And I think especially at the defensive end position, Max has been all we've had.
All we have.
We've had Mad Max, and that has been it. Chandler Jones didn't show up too much. He started coming on a little bit late in the season. He's getting a little longer to do. I think this will even help Chandler because now we have somebody to rotate with. So
Yeah.
I think this is going to do wonders. I think this pick also says that Ziegler has a lot of faith in those two defensive tackles we picked later on in the draft last season. So
Yeah.
I'm not mad at all.
Yeah, I like it. Let's just enjoy this highlight reel as the
Yes.
Falcons are on the clock now, but let's enjoy our pick right
It feels
now.
good to be happy about the first pick.
Finally, right?
Finally. It really does.
I wasn't excited about Alex Leatherwood.
Yeah.
I wasn't excited about Henry
Look at
Ruggs.
that fit.
Like Damon Arnett, exactly.
This was your pick.
Well, this was my second best pick. This is Moo's pick. Yeah, because I wanted who went to the Texans.
Oh, well,
Will Anderson. Yeah, but we knew he wouldn't be around.
Right. All right.
So this was our pick.
Yeah.
Oh,
because we knew he wasn't going to be around. I couldn't be happy.
I didn't think he would. I didn't think he was going to fall this far.
Tyree. Already smashed your motherfuckers in the face. Oh.
Yeah.
So
he got that Raider meme face on already.
Right?
Oh my God.
That meme face on.
Like, scary, not scary, scary, not scary. He's scary, and we're gonna stay scary, and we're gonna scare.
Oh yeah.
I just gotta say, I am so happy we went defense because my original consensus pick for quarterback is still in play.
All right, and we are live here at the Bank Club in Emeryville. We have a great fan of the show, a great fan of the Raiders. He wants to chime in and say something here. He's celebrating the Raiders pick, and he wants to show off what he got. And he wants a toast.
All I have to say is this: a wise man once said, "The quarterback must go down." And he must go down hard, baby.
Yes. Yes.
You know what it is.
I know what it is. Show me your shirt. Show me what you got.
I know.
Show me what you got.
All time.
Hey.
Ziegler, you got it right.
You got it right, baby.
Yes.
There we go. There we go.
I am relieved. I gotta say, I am relieved.
Now we can be the faithful.
I am relieved. Because, like I say, I was reading about this confidence in some of the rookie defensive tackles that we picked from last season to kind of come on a little bit. Yeah. And then having Jalen Carter right there and Tyree, and we go Tyree kind of solidify some of the things that I read. So, and like I say, we went defense first.
Good.
But we come back for our quarterback in the second round, or maybe jump up at the end of the first round to get him.
Yeah, most definitely. We are, oh my gosh, we're so elated right now. We're so excited about what just happened. I think something finally good happened in the draft.
Yes.
I think. I don't know. I mean, we don't know.
Well, we didn't wait. Hold on. Here's one great thing right off the bat.
We don't know.
We did not reach. We do know that.
Right.
This was not a reach.
Right.
You know what I mean? He fell to us because most mock drafts had Tyreek on there about 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Or 5 or 6.
The Texans surprise helped us out.
Yep.
Yeah, we are so happy right now.
I'm going to say the Arizona surprise, them jumping back to number 6 and grabbing Paris, to me was a surprise. I thought that was going to be a defender right there. I did. I thought Arizona was going to. I thought they were going to actually grab Tyreek.
That was interesting.
Or
so after this pick,
yes.
So we're gonna take a little break right now. We've been on for over an hour. We're gonna take a little break, enjoy some of the draft. We're going to hit you with Season 1, Episode 1 of For Life Our Warrior Story, and then we'll be right back with you in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We love you all. Thank you for watching.
Finally made it happen. Good comments, good
lightning
hear
rod
us?
that D-line needs.
Oh,
I hope they can hear us. It seems like Mark was muted. Look,
Yeah, my phone.
we have an interesting situation going here, right? Because we're broadcasting live as we're watching the live broadcast.
Right?
So we're trying to simultaneously do 2 live broadcasts. So
We got a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on.
But we
So if there's any issues, let us know if we're micro-mic'd, but we're just happy you're here with us. Remember, like that
Thank
Twitch, hit
you.
that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that super chat button if you want to support the show. Again, I want to thank our cast member here, Omar, B-Lock Crew, of course, our cast member of both shows, Mother Moon.
Yes,
Our
yes.
guest co-host today, Baker Rederette. And
Yes.
of course, you know I'm spicy. And I want to give a shout out to Inga behind the scenes.
Come on in.
Hey, our producer for the day, running the show. We appreciate you. And I want to thank Anna from the Bank Club in Emeryville, who owns this
Definitely.
bar.
Always a gracious
And
host.
letting us
Let's not forget
broadcast
Jorge.
right here.
Yeah,
And let's not
Jorge.
forget Jorge, our
the faithful
bartender,
bartender.
who's back there as well. And we're having a
Resident
good,
Raider
it's a good
here.
time, right?
Yeah.
A good time. And remember, we'll be at Ricky's tomorrow, the legendary Ricky's. It starts at 4 o'clock, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
So 4 o'clock. Moon, can you take over?
Yeah, so we're going to be at Ricky's tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We hope to get all the old cats in there. We had lunch with them the other day. They're going to show up, hopefully, if everything goes well. And all the Oakland old cats who represent there at Ricky's with us.
And if you're around the San Leandro, Oakland, Hayward, Castro Valley, Pleasanton area, Oakland area, San Francisco area, come join us at the legendary Ricky's. We will be there broadcasting all the way live.
I mean, it's at Ricky's.
It's at Ricky's.
That's
If you
all
know,
right.
you know.
Right.
If you know, you
If
know.
you know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, enough said. We're going to be at Ricky's.
I might not remember, but I know.
You know?
So come out tomorrow. So who's on the clock now?
So Jalen Carter went to Philly.
Jalen
Yeah.
Tyler went to.
So
That's what I like to see. I love that emotion. It's hard work.
Brian,
All that hard work is coming out.
he like,
Beautiful, beautiful. Love
he's probably mad that he went down to 10, that he slid to 10, but at least it made good on what he was saying when he wouldn't go visit teams that weren't in the top 10. So at least he barely made it, but he made it. Because that was his whole
He
thing.
barely made it, but he
He
did it.
didn't do any team visits
Wow.
outside of the top 10.
Yeah.
So I got a Philly friend out there who's probably loving this thing. But we'll see.
We'll see,
Jalen's got to come to. He got to get in shape because he wasn't shaping his pro day.
Yeah.
and that wasn't good.
So what do you think? The Raiders have only 1 pick in the first round, but they have 12 picks overall.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
What do you expect for them
A lot of defense.
in the later
A
rounds?
lot of defense.
Okay.
I'm thinking Hendon Hooker and the rest should be defense.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I will call this draft. Okay, wait.
Oh,
Maybe
Marlos is
an
so good.
O-lineman, maybe one O-lineman down there somewhere,
Okay.
but a lot of defense.
Okay. Fair enough.
Seriously. There's a couple of, like I said, and we may lose a pick to trade up, you know, depending on how the rest of this first round go, because there's a couple of defensive tackles that, you know, like Mozzie Smith that could be there, and you're only going to catch him high in the second round.
Right.
I may trade up so I can get me a Mozzie and a Hendon Hooker.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you definitely will get a
Do
starter
you
out of
see the
Mozzie.
Raiders doing something like that?
Hey, why not?
No, I don't
Texas
know
just
why
did
not,
it.
but
Texas did it in the first round. We can do it in the second.
I know they can, but
Will they?
right. That
If
part.
it's there,
That part. The Raiders are notoriously bad for drafting.
yeah, you know.
Actually, let's go to a few more of the Raiders' past draft classes. So we started going through 29 a little bit, which in my opinion was the best draft class as of recent. Let's go to 2020 and see what they have to offer. And then we'll go to 2021 and 2022, in my opinion, was like the worst ever.
Right?
Why you got to bring up old shit?
Yeah.
Only because he
It was not. I mean, like I say, the worst Raider of all time in my book is Damon Arnett.
Yeah.
And like I say, I took that personally because, like I say, hey, I'm a proud gun lover. I'm a responsible gun owner. And to see some idiot come out there, we got enough idiots in the U.S. who are just mentally out of control for this guy to have it all. You got a great career. You're getting paid millions of dollars. And then to just be stupid. So, yeah, Damon Arnett, definitely for me, worst Raider ever in my book, because I took what he did really personally. We need, these guys are in position to be role models. Don't be the opposite. Don't be the opposite. We need more role models. Be badass, but be badass on the field.
Yeah. But then again, if you don't want to be a role model, if you don't want to take the responsibility on, don't
do stupid shit. Just don't do stupid shit. That's okay too. You could be the most quietest, badass on the field, non-role model player ever, and we'll still love you. Like, you ain't got to do shit for the community, but kick ass on the field and go away.
Right. Well, Baker Raiderette gives her opinion on the 2020 draft. Let's bring up the 2021 draft class. Well, she gives her opinion on the 2020 draft class.
Yeah, I mean, I had Henry Ruggs and David Arnett as the Raiders' biggest plus. And Henry Ruggs, I could see where people would argue he was doing better his second year. But just, again, to do something so stupid and get in a car when you're trapped, like, it's frustrating. It was not a story the Raiders needed at the time at all. And it's an unfortunate.
It's sad.
It was sad. So let's look at the 2021 draft class with Alex Leatherwood leading the charge here. So I didn't think this was a good draft pick. He gave way too many penalties. And I don't think anyone else really even mentioned for
Leatherwood was a reach.
Who do we even mention besides Alex Leatherwood? Besides nobody.
Well, I mean, I think on a positive, I think Malcolm Kuntz was a good pick in the third round. You know what I mean? Just on a positive, Nate Hobbs, definitely starter. But, you know what I mean? But it's all overshadowed when your number one guy with a reach.
Right.
And then it's so bad of a reach, he gone. He gone.
So let's look ahead to the 2022 draft pick. But you're right, Nate Hobbs was okay.
I love Nate Hobbs. You know what I mean? But like I said, if we would have hit on that Leatherwood pick, that might not have been that bad of a draft.
And to me, this is one of the worst draft classes of all time. When we go to 2022, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I will just.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Our number one pick in the 2022 draft was Devontae.
Yeah.
Well, I said that earlier.
Right.
But that's not a pick. I said that earlier. It was a good trade for Devontae. I said that earlier.
Remember, I was talking about these two defensive tackles is probably one of the reasons why Jalen got past us is because of Mr. Butler and Mr. Farrell, which I've been reading. They think that these guys are going to have a sophomore season that, there's going to be a little coming out party.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm not, like I say, this draft, the 2022 draft was not a bad draft.
Yeah.
I think Dylan Parham, I think he's a part of the reason why our O-line started off bad, but towards the end of the season, got a lot of improvement.
Really gelled.
Yeah, so I don't think this is a bad draft class.
I think it is, but to your caveat, which I said earlier, the Devontae Adams trade made it a good draft.
Oh, definitely.
Because if you can quote unquote trade for a Devontae Adams, that's a good thing.
Yep.
But in my opinion, they haven't had a really good draft class since 2019.
It's not earlier.
I mean, and on that in 2019 though, like I say, I think, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, we really got 3 players left from that draft, but they're really good players. You know what I mean?
Right. Mad Max. Hunter Renfro, Josh Jacobs, and a couple of them are still, you still don't know, right? Like,
but a lot of them are gone, though. A lot of them are gone.
Well, a lot of them are gone, but we know Mad Max is logged in. But we don't really know the future of Renfro and Jacobs.
Right. Well, I mean, Jacobs, we need to sign. Jacobs is on us. As a player, 100. Jacobs has done what he's supposed to do.
100.
It's on the Raiders. So
100.
that's a damn good
100.
pick to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just going to be on the Raiders taking care of business, finding a contract that's going to work for the team and him. And it's like I say, they might be waiting till after this draft to have more ammunition because Jacobs have said, hey, if I got to be the hero, pay me like the hero. But if you're going to bring in players to help me, I'm going to be a little bit more negotiable. So I think if Raiders do their job, I think Jacobs will be a Raider for
I think so.
He'll be a Raider.
I hope so. Well, let's try to circle back. I think we're coming for us anyway. We're coming to the end of our broadcast because the Raiders have already picked the number 7. I think we're all. Let's recap.
Yes, we did.
Baker Raiderette, what do you think about the Raiders draft pick?
Yeah, it feels weird to not be disappointed, to be honest. It's a new era. I'm optimistic. I think it was logical. I don't think Ziegler and McDaniels are like the most flashy coaches, but we've had flashy coaches and see what happens. So,
right. Mother Moon?
Well, Tyree, I think we needed him at defense end. I think Mad Max needed that partnership, so I hope they really gel well together. I think we could do it. I'm really excited about the season. The defense is what I feel we needed, and I'm excited to not just continue to love Mad Max, but to embrace Tyree as well.
Totally. Omar?
I definitely like the pick. I think we did something that we rarely see the Raiders do, is because DN wasn't as big of a need as something else, but we grabbed who we thought was the best player available, which I thought he was, especially like I say, we know on the field Jalen Carter was saying, but with the off-field issues, it didn't make him the best player available. And when your defense is got so many holes, Tyree was the best player available. When have we seen that? You know what I mean? And he is a physical specimen, so that's like a 2-for-1 in Raider history. Okay, so I definitely love the pick. I'm definitely giving us a grade A+ for that pick.
I would agree with that. I would say at the 7th pick, finally, I think the Raiders picked the best player available.
Yep.
Thank goodness that hasn't happened for me in a while. I do think, though, on a side note, the Texans won in the draft so far with the 2 and 3 pick. That was some like, I don't know who their GM is, but
he took chances and he took
salute to him for making those moves, because they got somebody on each end of the ball.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, the Raiders did not make a bad choice, in my opinion.
Right.
It's not the edge rusher I wanted, but it also wasn't the edge rusher I thought was going to be there at 7 anyway.
Right.
So the edge rusher I thought was going to be there at 7, they got him.
Yep.
So I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that. The Raiders have 11 more picks.
11.
And we will be broadcasting all the way live from Ricky's tomorrow to cover round 2 and 3. If you're in the Oakland Bay Area, come out and hang out with us.
Come on, town. Let the town show up.
It doesn't get more Raider.
You can't get more Raider than that. You can't get more Raider than that.
And just put look on that. Ricky has been so hospitable to give us a private room.
Yes.
To do the draft choice on us. So come on, enjoy bring the town with you. Everyone in town, let's do this and just support Ricky's grand opening. Right?
The grand opening.
Yes.
And I also want to thank Anna from the Bank Club in Emeryville.
Definitely. Gotta give love to the Bank Club.
Here. They're always been so gracious to us for coming here. And I almost don't want to go out, but we're sad. But
Mama got to be picked up.
Yeah. We got the Raiders pick for today. Champagne. We need more champagne. I want to give a shout out to my co-host Omar from the B-Lock crew, Mother Moon, our special guest co-host Raider Beckerette, blah blah blah. I can almost say what I'm trying to say. And our producer behind the scenes, Miss Inga, get in here, girl. Jorge, get in here. Anyway,
and where's
Primo? Everyone, get in here. Come on.
All right.
Come on, Primo.
Thank you so much.
We're going out one way.
We go out one way.
And only one way. We'll see you tomorrow for round 2 of the draft at Ricky's. We love y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.